Hi everyone, and welcome to part two of my predictions of the semi-final qualifiers for semi-final two. Moving on to semi-final two. So not long after I posted my semi-final one prediction video, the running order for both semi-finals was revealed. I don't know if that changes anything. I don't really know how important the running order for the semi-finals are compared to the final. Probably not as important, but there does seem to be concern for some countries, like Malta, a second in semi-final one. That might not be good news for them. But other than that, it seems okay to me. I don't know if it makes much difference with qualifiers, apart from maybe Malta. Maybe now I'm thinking Malta might not qualify, but Croatia might. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with my semi-final one video, starting with who I think is definitely or likely to go through, and then definite non-qualifiers and everything in between, and hopefully end up with 10 again. But this semi-final is very different. It's not as competitive. It's more kind of all over the place and more open. So I don't even know if there are any definite qualifiers. There's no Sweden or Finland or Norway. All the big favourites are in semi-final one. So there's nothing that you can really say in this one. Yeah, that's like definitely qualifying. And I don't think the winner of the year will come from semi-final two, definitely not. I do think there are still definite qualifiers, and there are good songs in semi-final two, but it's just got a completely different feel to semi-final one. It's a lot more open and a bit more random. So I'll start with who I think is going through, and I assume that Austria is going through, bearing in mind it's a televote only semi-final. People absolutely love this. It's one of my favourites personally. A lot of fun. I think the general public should like it as well. The only question is staging. I'm really intrigued to see the staging for this. The songs that I'm most interested in and looking forward to seeing in terms of staging and performance are Czechia and Austria, because we really don't know what they're going to do, especially Austria. What will they do? Will they go for the music video kind of feel with the typewriters, the office outfits, or will it be like actual Victorian Gothic Edgar Allan Poe with like ravens on stage? I don't know, but it's going to be fun, and I don't see why it wouldn't go through. Another country I think is going through, I don't see why not, is Australia. Voyager, they are closing the semi-final, so that'll be a fun way to close the show. And I don't see why it wouldn't go through. I think it's actually one of Australia's best entries. Maybe that's my personal opinion, but I think it's really good, and it's bound to be a good performance. I just don't see any reason why they wouldn't go through. I thought they always would. Another band I think are also going through is Joker Out from Slovenia. You could say calling it a definite qualifier is a bit too confident, maybe. Maybe if it was semi-final one, then it could be a slightly different story, but semi-final two, I think they're safe. I think they are going through. Again, I always thought they would do, no matter where they were placed in the running order. And again, I think this is one of Slovenia's best entries for a while, definitely. So I can see both Australia and Slovenia going through. Why not? I'm actually going to leave it there for definite qualifiers. I know it's not many, it's only 3, but this is actually hard. I think this could be harder to predict than semi-final one, actually, so I might need your help with some of these, but I think those 3 are going through. Something that's not hard is working out who's definitely not going through. So for semi-final one, I had two countries, Ireland and Azerbaijan, as definite non-qualifiers. And I've got two countries, semi-final two, and that's Romania and San Marino. I think those two are not going through. I can't see them going through. I think they're both out. I know we're still waiting for a studio version or a revamp of San Marino's song, but even so, I don't think it'll be good enough to get to the final anyway. So yeah, I think Romania and San Marino are out. I didn't put Poland on my list of definite non-qualifiers, but I think I probably should. I don't think Poland are going through. Blanca. A lot of controversy around this. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure. It's turned into a bit of like a meme. I think if Gladiator won the national final in Poland, then I think that would be a different story and they probably would be going through. So it's unfortunate, and this wasn't really what people wanted. It's still not really. Um, and she didn't sound good in the national final performance. She'll probably sound better in Eurovision, but I still don't think it's enough to go through. And it's before Slovenia, who I think are better and will have a better performance. So yeah, maybe I will add Poland to the list of definite non-qualifiers. So let's try and work out who the other countries are that will qualify. So Armenia are performing second, brunette, and that could be a bad thing. Second place is seen as a bit of a curse in the running order, or in the final at least, not sure about semi-final. So there could be some concern over this, but this is actually very popular and it's actually grown on me quite a lot as well. I actually like it now. I've given it more of a chance and it's grown on me. So I wonder if it will break the curse of second place. Maybe it doesn't matter so much because it is very unique, very creative. I think the staging will be good unless it turns into like an Armenia 2019 kind of moment, which wasn't good and didn't qualify. That could happen, but I don't know. I think, apart from Georgia, there's nothing else really like it. So, and the music video is really good. You know, if they keep it like that, it could look really good on stage. So I wonder if it doesn't matter that she's performing second and actually she will go through. You've got Romania on after her. I don't think they're going through. But Armenia might be okay. So for now, I'll say Armenia will qualify. I'm going to talk about Greece and Cyprus together because why not? They do go together and they vote for each other. And I think Cyprus this year is better than Greece. I'm not a huge fan of either of them, really, personally, but I do think Andrew Lambu will go through. It's interesting as well, you've got Andrew Lambu and Voyager together in the same semi-final, and they both took part in Australia's national final together. So that's really cool. I think they'll both go through to the final as well. So I can picture Cyprus going through, and maybe not Greece, because Greece I think is really forgettable. But then it is performing before Poland. So I don't know, but like song-wise, I don't think Greece is very impactful. I don't know what they're going to do for staging, but I think the song is very forgettable. I'm not sure if it will be enough. If we're going to have one of the male ballads going through, it could be Andrew Lambu. So I've got 5 so far. I need 5 more. And I want to talk about Denmark. Riley is opening the show. I think there's people that don't want this to go through, but I think people should prepare for it to go through, and I always thought that it would, especially in this semi-final. So I'm not going to be surprised at all if it qualifies. I've always expected it to. I'm just opening the show, very TikTok friendly, quite current. It is good. I actually quite like this song. I always have. So I wouldn't really be shocked at all if Denmark qualify. And I always thought as well that people should prepare for Belgium to qualify. I can really see that happening. I've always pictured both Denmark and Belgium going through, and I will not be shocked at that at all. But again, I think there's people who wouldn't want that to happen, but I think people should prepare for it to happen. I actually thought that Belgium would open the semi-final or maybe open the final if he qualifies, because I see it as like a good opening to a show. There's songs that you just think, oh yeah, that would be a good way to open the show. And I think that about Belgium. I do. It seems like a good opener for some reason, but it's not in the semi-final. But if it qualifies, I can see it opening the final. Maybe now, I don't know, maybe I'm not so confident about this. Or maybe I am actually. I do think that national final performance was actually quite good. Like the staging is good. It's such a fun song. It's grown on me so much. I actually really like it now. And it is like a party song, not the only party song we've got this year, but it is very catchy and I think people will like it. If they can recreate the staging from the Belgian national final with all like the silhouettes in the background and the backing singers, it is good. And I can picture it qualifying. I can also imagine it not qualifying. But I mean, if Belgium got through last year, then why can't this go through? Televote only as well, It does seem a little bit like a televote friendly song in a way. I'd have this as maybe a maybe for now. You've also got Georgia, and this is really popular. I am not a fan. It hasn't grown on me. It hasn't clicked with me yet, personally. I've tried to get into it. I'm not. I have clicked with Armenia. That's the one that's grown on me, but Georgia hasn't, unfortunately. But I can't deny it's Georgia's best song in such a long time, for like 5 years, and it is a good effort. Could have good staging as well. I don't like it as much as other people do, but I can see it going through. So again, it's only a maybe for me though. Like, some of these are really hard to predict, but I think I'll say yes for now. Estonia, I think, deserves to go through, and with juries, this would definitely go through. Juries, I think, would love this. I mean, televote should like it too, I mean, just because it's a ballad doesn't mean that people won't like it. And the only other... Actually, no, there are quite a lot of female ballads. You've got, like, Armenia is kind of a ballad. Lithuania, definitely. Georgia. So, yeah, maybe it's not really in a league of its own in this semi-final, but it's the type of thing that you think, even if you don't like it, it's good enough to go through. She's got a great voice. It's a really nice, powerful piano ballad. I don't see why it shouldn't. I think it just deserves to. And I imagine it probably will, because you've got Romania before that, which I think will probably bore quite a lot of people. And maybe this will too, but it's a better ballad than Romania. If Romania is even a ballad, it's not really, but it's better than Romania. So I have to pick a non-qualifier now because I just have to. We can't say yes to everything. And there's actually more countries that don't get through in this semi-final than there are in semi-final one, only by one more. And I'm wondering about Albania. So I always thought it was always borderline, it's the type of thing that I can picture both going through, but then not going through either. Like I wouldn't be shocked either way. It's just like right in the middle. But now I'm thinking, there's 6 countries that can't get through, and Albania could be one of them. It's performing after Austria as well. I think people will still be thinking about what they've just seen with Austria, so I'm starting to think that this might not qualify. It is quite a powerful performance, though, it's very dramatic. And it is good, but I just think it could be the type of thing that doesn't get through just out of bad luck, because somebody has to miss out. Not everyone can get through. So I can see it not going through, but I could be wrong. So I have left 2 countries till the end, Lithuania and Iceland. And this is where it gets really confusing for me. I can't give you like an actual answer. I can't give you a definite 10th qualifier because I really don't know. So Iceland, I'm a big fan of this year. Power by Dilia. I love it. It's actually in my top 10. It's probably not in many other people's top 10s, but it is in mine for now. I really like this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm worried about it qualifying. It's actually like the equivalent of the Netherlands in semi-final one, another song I really like and I really want to get through, but I'm worried about that as well. And it's the same with this. This is like the equivalent to that, the one that I think really deserves to go through, but I am nervous for it. Like, I honestly don't know. I mean, I think this should go through. Her voice is amazing. One of the best voices, I think, of the year. And I hope people appreciate that. Again, juries would love this. Like, this is the whole problem with this whole televote only semi-final system. Like, it's quite unfair. Like, I'm not a fan of this televote only thing. I think it could be damaging for some countries because this deserves to go through. But I honestly don't know if it will. Like, I can't say just because I really like it. This is a prediction and not a personal ranking. So just because I really like it doesn't mean it will go through, but I think it should. Like, how can it not? Like, with a voice like that, I honestly don't know, but I really hope it does. And then you've got Lithuania. And this, I always thought at the start was a bit too, like, it's good, it's pleasant, but a bit too basic. But she's got a great voice as well. Something that I think juries would like as well. But would the public like it? I honestly don't know. For some reason, like right now, I can picture Lithuania getting through more than I did before. For some reason, I don't know why. But if I had to pick between the two, and if you put them both together, Iceland, Lithuania, I honestly could not tell you who would go through. See, I could be wrong about some of the non-qualifiers I've said, like Greece, like that could go through, and none of these could, or both of these could. Greece couldn't, Belgium couldn't, I honestly don't know. But for this, to pick a final qualifier, I'm going to ask for your help. So Iceland, Lithuania, which one do you guys think could go through, if any? Or if only one could go through, which one? Or do you think both could go through? So I honestly don't know, but the UK can vote in semi-final too, so I will be voting for Iceland. That is who I will be supporting because I think Julia deserves to go through. So I will go through the qualifiers that I've got so far. I'm not confident about, well, not most, I'm confident about like some of them, but there's some that I'm really not sure about at all. I think I could be wrong with some of these, but the ones I've got are Austria, Australia, Armenia, Slovenia, Estonia, Cyprus, Belgium, and Denmark. I'm not even sure about Belgium or Denmark either, to be honest. I've got Georgia as well. And then for the 10th qualifier, I'm stuck between Lithuania or Iceland. So I really can't say for sure, but let me know what you think about that. Do you think I should change or swap any of them? Maybe Greece could go through. Maybe I'm wrong about Greece. Maybe Belgium won't go through. Maybe Armenia really is in trouble. Who knows, with our running order, we don't know what the staging plans will be. So who could the shock non-qualifiers be? Maybe Iceland will sail through and I don't need to worry about that, but I am worried about Iceland, I'm not gonna lie. Well, now that I've done that, that was actually even more difficult than semi-final one. That was harder than semi-final one. I didn't think it would be, but looking at that now, it actually is. I'm not confident with a lot of that, but it's all good fun. Yes, we'll see what happens, but let me know what you think I've got wrong and right, if any. And again, I tried to make it not like a personal ranking, but more of like a realistic prediction. That's why, Iceland, even though I want it to go through, I'm recognizing and appreciating that it might not. So I am trying to be, non-biased, but yes, I don't want to lose Iceland, really. That would be a shame. So Thursday, the 11th of May, let's see what happens. My personal favourites in this semi-final are Austria and Australia. Looking forward to seeing those. But overall, I do think semi-final one is better and stronger. And there's a lot more like big favourites in semi-final one. I know, it's a random allocation draw. It's just how it worked out, it is how it is. But there is a huge difference between the two, and there's way more favourites in semi-final one, definitely. But that's how it is. So thank you for watching, and let me know what you think about this choice and attempt at a prediction of qualifiers, and if there's anything that you would change in that list, let me know who you think will qualify. And well, that's that out of the way. That is the semi-final qualifier prediction videos that I like to do every year out of the way. What I'm going to do next is my top 37, but I'm going to do it a bit differently. I'm going to split it into about 2 or 3 videos talking through each song, which I don't normally do, but I'm going to go more in depth with it. So do a video like number 37 to 20 something, and then like 20 to 11, and then my top 10 at the end. So I am going through my ranking right now, changing it every single day, which I'm sure we all do. And it won't be accurate completely anyway, because things change after the live shows usually. So it's just my favourites for now, right at this moment, as it stands right now. So thank you for your comments and subscriptions. Hello to all the new subscribers. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.